Okay, so polymodeling part 2. Again, ito na yung usual shtick natin. Topic shortcuts, and then yun nga, nandito na lahat yun, no? Nandito na sa under week 4. No? So, nandiyan 3ds Max and then nandiyan Blender. Now, as I promised, last meeting, Blender gamit ko. Today will be 3ds Max naman. Ano? 3ds Max naman. So, ito the topic shortcut for the day, cheat sheet natin. Really not much changed sa ano natin, sa original cheat sheet natin last week. So it's more or less still the same. No? And then terms to remember, poly count, high poly, hard surface modeling, subdividing, supporting edges, topology, and edge flow. Sobrang new words pero lahat yan maiintindihan nyo rin yan after this month. No? So poly modeling part 2 natin are smoothing objects and HSM. So ano ba yung HSM? HSM is hard surface modeling. So in this discussion, a fair warning na lang dito, no? Fair warning na lang muna dito sa poly modeling part 2, and basically that is the topic behind it. So do be careful when adding too much geometry sa ating object. I did say that sa last meeting natin once demonstrate ko yung model. No? Don't add too many geometry at once kasi kayo lang may hirapan talaga sa pagmumodel. Remember? So yung sa mga challenges natin dun sa paggawa ng sword model, lalo na yung pinaka-edge, di ba? So before I actually created the sharp edge mismo ng sword natin, nagkamali na ako. Already at that point, mali na yung ginagawa ko kasi masyado ng maraming geometry for me to actually create that sharp edge smoothly. So ano nangyari? I had to redo everything from scratch again. No? So inulit ko ulit yung model, only this time, yung mistakes na ginawa ko last time, hindi ko na uulitin. So ginawa ko na muna mismo yung actual na sharp edge ng blade before I actually move on to forming the actual form ng sword. No? So if you can still remember, this one, So inuna ko muna yung form dati, and then yung second try ko, inuna ko na muna yung sharp edge, and then after that, yun, tuloy-tuloy na siya. No? So, ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon is regarding about that whole construction of a mesh or yung geometry nga natin. Babalikan ulit natin sa geometry. Guys, if you can still remember what composes an object geometry, what composes a mesh? Ano ba yung mga parts ng geometry na yun? Ano ba yung mga geometry na yun? Can someone recall? Can someone recall? Sagot na lang. Kahit chat or Yan. Okay. Thank you, Jensen. And Yash. Tama. Vertices, edges, and faces. Those are our object geometry. Babalikan ulit natin sila ngayon. Kasi despite being a kind of simplistic na purpose nila last meeting, there's actually more to it than that. No? So yun ang didiscuss natin ngayon. So introduction to hard surface modeling. So last meeting we discussed low poly and mid poly models. No? So low poly, the lowest amount of geometry inside a model, and then mid poly, nandun lang siya sa tamang gitna. Now, ang tawag naman natin sa mga high poly models, sa mga high poly count models are, yun nga, high poly models, as the name suggests, consist of the highest amount of poly count or geometry a model can have based on the structure of the model when a smooth modifier is added to the object. Mainly used for in animation and product design to better see the amount of detail you have created in a model as well as clean bends on the animation. So TLDR, ang high poly models basically, yun nga, highest amount of poly a model can actually have. And kapag gano'n na yung model na yun, ibig sabihin, it should have the highest amount of detail it should have, no? As you can see here, no? Mostly, ang mga high poly models na yan, nandiyan na yan sa mga characters, no? Nandiyan sa mga characters yan, mainly sa mga animation, siguro yung mga, sa mga 3D animation, like sa Into the Spider-Verse, mga CGI films, no? Mga films with CGI like sina Iron Man, Doctor Strange, etc., etc. Doon na pumapasok si high poly models because they want to have as much detail as possible. Kaya nangyayari dito sa high poly models, nagkakaroon tayo ng smoothing in nature niya. No? So ang nangyayari sa high poly models, binibigyan natin sila ng a certain modifier called subdivision surface modifiers, no? And then dito rin papasok si hard surface modeling. Pero siguro unahin na muna natin what is subdivision surface, no? Subdivision surface, or in some cases sa ano natin, ang in more technical terms, ang tawag na natin dyan is open subdiv. Subdivision, the simplest way that I can describe it is dito. So, isipin natin, this is your face. No? This is your face. Subdivision, kapag in-applyan natin siya ng subdivision, itong single face natin dito, madadagdagan siya ng mga faces. It's basically getting divided. No? So, that's how subdivision works. So, first subdivision natin, naging ganyan siya. And then kapag in-apply ulit natin yung subdivision, each individual face dito, magkakaroon ulit sila ng mga individual faces pa ulit. And then, so on and so forth na yan. Tuloy-tuloy na yan. No? So, kadadagdag mo ng kadadagdag ng subdivision surface modifiers, dadagdag lang ng dadagdag yung mga faces sa object natin. Thus, creating high poly counts. No? Doon nga, nadadagdagan yung geometry natin dito. That's how subdivision works. But there's actually more to it than that. Aside from the standard na subdivision lang, nadadagdagan yung ano natin, yung geometry natin. The other purpose or the other function of a subdivision modifier also comes with some neat perks. So, try natin lagay. No? Unahin muna natin si Blender. So, select ko lang itong cube ko. Remember, this is just a simple cube. It only has the basic faces lang natin. Wala siyang any additional geometry. It's just the standard cube. No? So, dito tayo sa, sa properties panel natin dito. And then, punta tayo dito sa modifier properties. So, mag-add tayo ng modifier properties. No? So, dito sa modifier properties, mag-add tayo ng modifier and then pupunta tayo dito sa subdivision surface. So, this is subdivision surface. Now, look what happens to the cube. Yan ang nangyari. Yan ang secondary function ni subdivision surface. Now, for starters, tama tayo sa nangyari dito, di ba? From the original, 4 faces siya, and then yung front face niya dito, naging 1, 2, 3, 4. No? Naging 4 siya. Pero bakit naiba yung form ng ating object? The second function of subdivision surface, no, based on the model's current geometry or based on the object's current geometry, not only it adds or subdivides yung mga geometry niya to add, basically add more geometry, ini-smoothen out niya yung buong model. So, when that happens, dito sa subdivision surface modifier natin, kapag dinagdagan natin tong levels of viewport natin to, let's say, level 2, mas nagiging round pa yung cube natin. And then kapag dinagdagan ko siya to level 3, and then siguro level 4 pa, naging full-on sphere na siya. So, compare natin siya dito sa cube. Once I added 4 levels of subdivisions or basically 4 na beses siyang na-subdivide, ganyan na naging nangyari. Yan na yung cube natin. Naging sphere na. That's basically how subdivision works. No? Am I clear so far, guys? Am I clear so far on what subdivision is? This is actually fairly basic but also very dangerous to work with din. Kasi kapag hindi masyadong malakas computer nyo, if you have too many subdivisions sa mga object nyo and then marami kayong object na kalat-kalat sa sinyo na puro high poly, may tendency na maglalag talaga yung computer natin. So, do handle subdivision with care. No? So, for something like this, for Blender, stick tayo to level 3 lang. Hanggang level 3 lang yung pinaka-maximum nyo. And then, itong levels of viewport tsaka render natin, let's keep this equal always. No? So, oops, okay, mali na ako. Yan, nasobra ko. Yan, see what happens. No? Currently, accidentally kong naging 23 yung levels of viewport ko and then yun na. Nagka-crash na yung software ko. So, do be careful. No? Do be careful sa pag-change natin ng levels of viewport. So, mabalik ko lang ulit sa 3. If it will let me. No? So, teka. Okay, balikan sa 3. Come on. Okay, so yun. Nandito, 310. Okay, so why 3? No? Bakit 3 levels lang pwede natin gawin dito? Number 1, based from my experience, this is already more than enough na in terms of applying subdivision modifier sa model nyo sa Blender. Because sa Blender, meron tayong shade smooth function. Kalimutan ko ito. Okay. So, once na-apply na natin yung subdivision natin and then nabigyan na natin siya ng 3 levels of subdivision, select natin yung object and then right-click tayo to shade smooth. And then yun na, naging clean na yung cube natin or yung subdivided na cube natin na naging sphere, no? So, malinis na siya. Yan na yung pinaka main selling point ni subdivision surface. It adds more geometry but smoothens everything out, making a very nice and clean na model, no? So clear tayo doon, guys? Are we clear on that? Are we clear? Are we clear? Clear ba tayo? Questions? Questions so far? Questions? Guys, I'll be changing things up a bit para alam ko na naiintindihan nyo, no? Mamaya, I'll be doing some Q&A, no? Dapat makasagot kayo, no? So, take note of what I am telling you guys, okay? So, that is subdivision surface modifier sa Blender. Move on tayo sa 3ds Max. No? So, sa 3ds Max, simple lang rin siya. So, let's create box, no? Ulit tayo ng box with the exact same na parameters dun sa Blender natin. So, gawin na natin 30 by 30 by 30. And then, itong segments natin dito. Now, already, based on our experience sa activity 3, no, or sa previous meeting natin, kapag pinaglaruan nyo itong mga segments natin dito sa 3ds Max, no, you can already see that if we try to adjust yung mga segments natin, nadadagdagan na already siya ng geometry by default. Now, in most cases, this is actually very handy. No? This is very handy. Lalo na sa 3ds Max na minsan kapag mag-add ka ng edge loop, hindi naman siya perfectly na nasa center. So this is a perfect way of using itong mga segments natin dito sa 3ds Max. It's already pretty helpful. No? So take note of that and we'll come back to that one later. No? Babalikan natin yan mamaya once we're doing our more technical stuff na. So, lipat na muna natin sila to one by one sa mga segments natin. So, it's just a normal cube, no? So, ang gagawin natin, pwede natin lagyan siya ng editable poly, pwede rin namang hindi. So, gagawin na tayo, punta tayo sa Modify tab, or ang shortcut natin, again, is to, so, Modify tab, and then, dito sa modifier list natin, select natin yan. Hanapin natin si Open Subdiv. O, type lang natin, Open Subdiv. Open Subdiv. Ayan. Now, we actually have two choices in terms of adding a subsurface modifier. We can use Open Subdiv, or we can use Turbo Smooth. Now, you can choose any of those. Ako personally, mas gusto ko si Open Subdiv. Ewan ko lang kung bakit, but personal lang naman yan. You can choose any of those two. You can choose Open Subdiv or Turbo Smooth. It doesn't really matter kasi pareho lang naman sila ng function. So, select na lang natin si Open Subdiv. No? And then, by default, no? Currently, itsura, kapareho niya dun sa Blender natin. No? So, tingnan natin si Blender. Kapag binalik ko siya to 1, pareho sila ng shape. No? Pareho sila. So, ang nangyari dito, para pakita lang natin yung additional geometry, tanggalin natin to si isolate display para makita natin yung full subdivided geometry. Ayan, no? So, yan na yung nangyayari. That is our subdivided geometry. And then, just like Blender, stick tayo to 3 levels lang. No? Or in this case, sa 3ds Max, ang tawag natin ay iterations. So, 3ds Max, 3 iterations lang. Now, dito sa 3ds Max, wala tayong any sort of shade smooth because it's already perfect na. Automatic siya nag-shade smooth palagi. So, we don't need to do na ginagawa natin sa Blender na after natin lagyan ng ng levels of viewport, right-click tayo, and then shade smooth tayo. No need to do that. So, 3ds Max, automatic na siya. No? So, there is subdivision surface for 3ds Max. No? It's actually super simple. Now, sa subdivision surface natin dito, we can already start using this as a way of modeling already, or yung tinatawag natin dito na subdivision modeling. So, bigyan ko kayo ng example. Tanggalin ko muna tong si open subdiv. Let's start with this box again. And then, yun nga, gawa tayo ng editable poly. Convert na natin siya into an editable poly. Now, sa Blender, tanggalin lang natin tong subdivision surface. No? Tanggalin lang natin. So, X lang natin yan. And then, balik tayo dito. And then, right-click tayo sa object. And then, let's shape flat. No? So, right-click, shape flat. Okay? So, balik tayo dito. So, let's begin with a basic practice lang sa subdivision modeling. So, since I already have editable poly on, pwede na ako mag-start ng model. So, I'm just gonna do some basic extrusions. Basic extrusions now. And then this one, right? Oops. This one, right? Wait, teka. Ito. Okay, so these are just basic extrusions. And then siguro this one, extrude ko na ito. And then scale down ko siya konti. Okay. So that's let's say this is my current model now. So here, see what happens na ngayon kapag nag-open subdiv tayo. So lagay tayo ng open subdiv, naging ganyan na siya. And then maximize natin siya to 3 levels. No? And then tingnan natin kung ano itsura. So see how it currently looks compared dun sa original natin. Very rounded out nga, no? Because as we discussed, ang function ni subdivision surface, not only it adds more geometry by subdividing yung current geometry ng isang object, but it also smoothens it out. So this is already a clear example of how that works. Okay? Now, para tayo mag-start ng model dito? So currently, we want to see yung mga current updates natin dito sa open subdiv and dito rin, ano? So babalik tayo dito sa editable poly. Each time that we want to see yung current itsura ng model, we have to keep on selecting our open subdiv. So let's make some additional changes dito sa model natin. So balik tayo sa editable poly. And then, let's extrude more parts. No? So extrude natin dito. Also make sure, again guys, always make sure na nasa naka-on yung edge faces nyo para madali nyo nakikita yung edge faces nyo. So let's just extrude this one. Ayusin ko lang din tong model na to. So this one, and then this one. Oops. This one, and then this one. Ba yan? Ito, tsaka ito. Lower down ko lang to. Again, same goes for this one. Ayusin ko lang. Doesn't really matter din naman kung hindi masyadong detailed to. So this is just an example. So yan. Now currently, meron tayong solid extrusion dito. No? So add pa tayo dito. Add tayo extrusion dito. And then dito. And then let's see how it currently looks now dito sa open subdiv. Ayan, no? So this is already the start of subdivision modeling. Nanonotice nyo, nagkakaroon na tayo ng mga organic shapes. No? So aside from being called subdivision modeling, ang tawag na rin natin dito is organic modeling because as you can already see, ang effect ng subdivision natin dito, nagkakaroon na tayo ng organic shapes or organic form sa model. So we can easily continue onwards if we really want to. No? But that's the whole premise of subdivision modeling. Now, dito naman sa Blender, ganun lang rin, no? Ganun lang rin naman. It's actually fairly simple lang rin. Mas mabilis nga dito sa Blender, no? So again, open natin to add modifier. Make sure nasa object mode tayo. Add modifier tayo. And then, select natin tong subdivision surface. And then, let's set it at level 3. So, and then, make sure din sa render, ganun din. Now, before I do anything else, now as much as I want to shade smooth this already, I normally start with shade flat palagi. I-shade smooth ko lang yung object once I'm completely done with the model. No? So, ang maganda dito kay Blender, once we add our subdivision surface, as you can see already, ibang-iba na yung shape niya. But if I go to edit mode, as you can see here, no, kita pa rin natin yung original form ng cube. And if we try to select one and then let's say, extrude tayo, extrude natin siya, you can already see live yung change na nangyayari. Alam natin kung ano yung currently na change, no? So I'm just repeating the exact same thing na ginawa ko doon. And then as you can see here already, nagbabago siya based on what I'm doing, no? So this is what I like about Blender subdivision, no? Kasi nakikita natin yung original na shape natin without having to keep pressing back and forth dito sa blend. Saka guys sa 3ds Max, balik tayo sa editable poly, and then balik tayo sa open subdiv, no? Medyo hassle, medyo hectic, no? Pero dito sa Blender, ang bilis lang. So, there we go. That is dito, subdivision modeling. Ayan. So we can already form something of an object. So any questions? Do we have any questions? Questions? Questions so far? Questions? Okay. So again, quick question, no? Kapag tatandaan, ano ang tawag sa modifier sa 3ds Max if we want to add a subdivision surface modifier? Ano yung specific na tawag sa 3ds Max? What is it called? No. Remember, we had two. No, we have two choices. You can pick either one. No. So ano yung tawag? Mamili lang kayo doon. Ano yung tawag sa isang modifier doon if we want to add subdivisions sa model natin? What is it called? What is one of it called? No. Anyone? 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 Madali lang tayong ano. Madali nyo lang makikita yon, no? So what is it called? What is it called? What is it called? Come on guys, kaya-kaya yan. Ano tawag doon? 3ds Max users. Ilan ba kayo? 14, 13. Come on guys. Ano tawag dun sa modifier na yon? What is it called? We're not gonna move on until may makasagot. What is it called? And my brain tuned out when it's 3ds Max, so I don't know. Oh, so guys, remember, no? If you are using Blender, guys, you are making a huge risk nga dito, no? Na hindi kayo mapunta sa section ko. But it's up to you, no? So, kayong may gusto mag-Blender, so, hinayaan ko kayo. So, wala. Wala bang 3ds Max user dito? You can just, ano? Anyone? Wala. Again, so, okay. Wala. Since wala, again, ang pagpipilian nyo dito is open subdiv or turbo smooth. No? Open subdiv or turbo smooth. Okay, since walang nakasagot sa 3ds Max, sa Blender naman, ano tawag dun sa modifier na yon? Ano yung tawag sa modifier sa Blender if you want to add subdivisions? Ano tawag? Ano tawag sa modifier na yon? Ano tawag doon? What's the modifier called? Subdivision surface. Yes, that is correct. So subdivision surface. So aside from that, again, ano yung ni-recommend ko sa inyo na amount of subdivisions? Or how many levels or how many iterations did I recommend you guys use if you're gonna be doing subdivision modeling? 3. Yes, that's good. 3 levels lang or 3 iterations. 3 iterations for 3ds Max, 3 levels for Blender. No, because masyado nang mataas kapag 4 and beyond na yan. Baka mahirapan na yung computer nyo. As you already noticed kanina, no, accidentally kung naging 23 yung levels of viewport ko dito, hindi ka nang mag-crash. No? So, that's good. No? That's good. Still remember. So, let's move on. No? So, that's basically it. That's the whole premise of subdivision surface. We can actually move on na dito sa hard surface modeling. No? Kasi we've already discussed na-discuss na natin on how organic modeling works because yun nga, no? gagawa lang tayo ng basic na low poly model, and then we're gonna add a subdivision surface to it, and then we can start our organic modeling from there, no? Kapag sa Blender, napakadali lang siya. Pero kapag sa 3ds Max, medyo madali rin siya, pero medyo hectic lang rin kasi pabalik-balik tayo. Ang next topic natin dito is hard surface modeling. Now, if manonotice nyo sa ano natin, dun sa real world natin, sa real world, if you try to touch something na may edge, notice nyo naman, hindi naman siya literal na sharp edge, no? Currently ako dito, meron akong table dito, hindi naman siya perfectly na sharp edge, no? It always has like a sort of curved edge pa rin talaga. Dito napapasok ngayon si hard surface modeling. So si hard surface modeling is a technique used in modeling objects with smooth static surfaces or non-living objects in general. Known for highlighting nice clean edges and is best used in modeling cars, armor, weapons, furniture, etc. Basically, yun nga, non-organic or non-living objects. Now, there's no right definition really for what makes up hard surface modeling, but it is best known for its use of a high poly count, which is what we are discussing right now, and of course, yung supporting edges natin, and proper edge flow and topology in a model. Babalikan natin yan sina edge flow and then topology mamaya. Unahin na muna natin on how hard surface modeling works. So, unahin ko dito sa 3ds Max, dito tayo na huli. So, ito natin, let's just convert it to an editable poly. Right-click tayo, convert to editable poly, and then turn on natin yung geometry natin by pressing F4. And then, let's add a open subdiv again. Open subdiv tayo. Now, currently, alam natin ganyan talaga magiging effect niyan. So, gawin natin 3 iterations. And we already know it's going to be smoothened out. But, we can use what we call supporting edges. So, ano ba yung supporting edges na yun? Supporting edges are literally just edge loops, no? They're literally just edge loops that basically supports a literal edge ng isang object to basically help maintain its original form before subdivision occurs. No? Now, that's a bit of a technical thing to really understand. I think it's good to if I just show you. Now, notice here, no? Again, open subdiv, naging ganyan na siya. But if we add an edge loop, sa 3ds Max, ang shortcut natin dito is Alt-1. So, as you can already see here, meron na tayong edge loop. Baguhin ko lang ito para madali nyo makita. Let's go natin complete. Okay. So, select natin editable poly, Alt-1 to edge loop. Now, itong edge loop natin dito, ang supporting edge, no, as I stated before, these are edges that supports literal edges. So, basically, ilalapit natin siya sa mga edges ng ating object to basically help maintain its current form. What I want to do, itong part natin dito, itong side natin dito, gusto kong ma-maintain itong part nito to. Gusto kong maging flat pa rin to. Ayoko maging rounded out siya. So, subukan kong harangan siya with this edge loop. So, lalagay ko lang siya somewhere around here. And then, let's look at the open subdiv now. See the difference from before. Now, currently, yung editable poly natin dito, tama na siya. No? Because napigilan niya yung pagka-subdiv niya, itong part natin dito, naging flat siya. No? Naging flat, na-maintain niya yung flatness ng ating cube dito. So that means we're already on the right track. So nangyayari dito, gusto natin, itong buong cube natin dito, we want to smoothen it out, pero hindi yung to the point na magiging bilog na siya. Gusto ko pa rin ma-maintain yung overall na shape ng cube natin dito. So, mag-add lang ako ng mga edge loops that basically, sa lahat ng mga edges ng cube natin dito. So, Alt-1 tayo. Second edge loop ko, lagay ko naman siguro dito. And then, add lang ako ng edge loop dito. Basically, co-cover ko lahat ng mga sides natin dito. And you'll notice here, hindi ko naman talaga siya nilalapat sa literal na edge natin dito. Just close enough. Just close enough dun sa mismo literal edge. We're just basically trying to cage yung edge natin dito para hindi siya mag-form ng curved form, no? So, I think this should suffice na, no? So, currently, ganyan na itsura natin. If we want to have a rounded na na cube natin, a smoothened na cube pala natin with its form still intact. So tingnan natin si open subdiv na ngayon. Ayan. Notice the difference? Notice the difference? So duplicate ko to. And then for this one, tanggalin ko to si open subdiv. Notice the difference between the two. No? This one is just your standard cube lang natin. It just has sharp edges. And then this one is our hard surface model na cube. No? Cube na may supporting edges na. So, very big difference siya. No? Very, very big difference. This one is already looking more realistic compared to this one. That's the whole thing with hard surface modeling. Madali tayong maka-achieve ng realism sa mga non-organic objects or sa mga static objects na ating ginagawa. So, there we go. That's our second method of modeling using subdivision surfaces. So, clear tayo doon? Are we clear on that part? Guys? Are we clear? Are we clear? Are we clear? Clear tayo? Okay. Question ulit, no? What makes up hard surface modeling? Ano yung kailangan natin ilagay sa ating objects to get this sort of form sa atin? Let's say I have a cube but I want to have it to be smoothened out, but then I want to also keep it intact in terms of form. So ano yung kailangan natin ilagay? Ano yung specific term na yun? What is that term? Can someone tell me? Ano yung tawag natin dun sa term na yon? Ano yung kailangan natin ilagay? Saan? At saan natin dapat ilagay yon? To help our cube maintain its form after subdivision. Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me? Anyone? Blender, pareho lang rin to. Ganun lang rin yon, no? Pag sa Blender, ganun lang rin. Pag-add lang tayo ng edge loop, no? So, edge cube. Tapos, mag-add tayo ng something. No? Control R. Lagyan natin dito. Control R. Ano yung tawag natin dito sa ginagawa ko? Ano yung specific na tawag natin dito? If we want to, no, not bevel. Not bevel. It's sort of close pero hindi tawag bevel. Di bevel ang tawag dyan. No? Ano yung tawag dito? Saan nilalagay ko? Ano yung nilalagay ko dito? No? Kababanggit ko lang yan kanina din. No? It involves edges. No? Kasi yun yung ginagamit ko. No? Then add modifier, subdivision surface. Ayan na siya. No? Then shade smooth. Okay. 3 levels. Ayan. Ayan na siya. Ano yung mga nilagay ko dun sa model na to get this Yes, tama naman, Daniel, edge loop. Pero may specific term akong hinahanap. No? Aside from edge loop, ano yung pinaka-actual na tawag natin dito in terms of hard surface modeling? Ano yung tawag natin dito sa mga nilalagay natin na edge loops to help maintain the original form of the object before subdivision? Ano yung tawag natin doon? Anyone? Ano yung tawag natin doon? Natawag natin dito. At this point, I think, ma-notice nyo, itong mga nilagay ko dito na edges, it feels like it's actually supporting the literal edges, no? It looks like it's supporting the literal edges. So ano ang tawag natin dito sa edge loop na nilagay natin dito? To help maintain the model's original form before subdivision. Wala. Wala. Sirit na. Wala na. Okay. Again, tawag natin dito ay supporting edges. No? Bigyan ko na kayo ng hint. So these are supporting edges. Guys, remember this, no? Remember this para in case nga na hindi niyo ako maging mentor sa 3D Ani, tandaan niyo pa rin 'to, madali niyong mase-search 'no? So, take that take that into mind, okay? So, okay na tayo. So, we've discussed na the two types of modeling using subdivs, no? So, yung first ka natin is number one, yung organic, and then second one is hard surface modeling. Now, ano naman yung nabanggit natin kanina, itong topology. Ano ba yung topology? Ano yung edge flow? No? So, this actually is the most important topic sa 3D design. Topology. No? Topology is the distribution of geometry to the model, specifically the edges and the overall structure of the model. No? Practicing clean topology is not only a must, but also a very important skill that needs to be learned when working in a professional environment in the 3D industry. Not unless you want your other co-workers in other departments to get angry at you. So TLDR, this is probably the most important thing when it comes to 3D modeling. Now, remember, diniscuss natin last meeting yung n-cons. No? Diniscuss natin yon. So can anyone remind me what n-cons are? Ano ba yung n-cons ulit? Can someone remind me? Ano yung n-cons? What are n-cons? Anyone remind me? Anyone? Anyone? What are n-cons? N-cons. Sir, yung non-full loop. Yes, tama naman. No, not for edges than Daniel, no. So, yung n-cons natin are faces or polyfaces that has 5 edges and above, or any face that connects more than 4. Yes, tama si Manta. Yes, that's perfectly correct, no? So, 5 edges and above or above 4 4 edges, not vertices, no? So, actually, tama naman pala. Tama naman pala, no? Tama. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tama. So, in a more basic sense, yun nga. It's a multi-sided na polygon or a face that has sides more than 4. Kapag above 4 na yan, that's called an n-con. Now, a perfect example of an n-con is a cylinder. No? So, gawa tayo ng cylinder. So, as you can notice here, no, ang daming sides ito. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Lagpas na tayo. This is already an n-con. Right? Kasi multiple edges siya. Multiple edges. So, is it bad? That's the question na lang. Is it a bad n-con? Now, in terms of n-con, there are two kinds. There are good ones and there are bad ones. Now, the good ones are n-cons that are in a static surface. No? Very flat surfaces lang sila. An example of this one is yung cylinder. Now, this won't really affect your model kapag nilagyan natin to ng subdivision surface kasi mara-rounded out pa rin siya kasi flat surface pa rin to. No? So, add tayo ng subdivision surface. As you can see here, no? It still get rounded out. But in terms of form, meron pa rin siyang parang konting tuldok kasi n-con siya, no? That's usually what normally happens kapag meron tayong n-con sa ating scene, no? But this is still okay. Still what we call a good n-con because number one, it doesn't really affect the model too much kapag kapag bibigyan natin sila ng texture or kapag bibigyan natin sila ng konting change sa model na yun. Because, let's see here, no? Lagyan natin siya ng supporting edge loops and then bigyan natin siya ng subdivision surface, no? So, dito, edit mode tayo, Control R. And then this one right here, lagay tayo dito. And then, maglagay tayo dito. Now, ito ang problem natin dito. Paano tayo maglalagay ng edge loop dito? N-con to. It's a flat surface. Paano tayo maglalagay kayo dito na edge loop? So, ang gagawin ko dito, kapag ganito na yung magiging surface ko, I can use inset. Because that's, yan yung supporting edge natin. Yan na yun. And then, I can just repeat it here. Also, Shift R, yun na rin yun. And then, I have a full supporting edge na nagbibigay dito sa cylinder natin. So, add modifier tayo. And then, subdivision surface. And then, there we go. 3. Pag tayo sa object mode, ayan. It didn't affect that much because yun nga, no? Sir, paano maglagay ng supporting edge? Supporting edge, Manta, are just edge loops, no? So again, so gawa na tayo dito, no? Sige, gawa tayo ng bagong cube, no? So cube, dito, y-axis, and then, scroll na natin yan. Pilitan ko lang konti. And then edit mode. And then yun nga, supporting edges are literally just edge loops, no? Na tinatawag lang natin siyang supporting edges because on how we place them sa ating object. Ilalapit natin siya sa literal edge ng mga object natin, ng literal edge ng isang object natin, or which in this case, ito yan, sa cube natin. So Control R lang yan. No? Add lang tayo ng edge loop. Basically, get that. So let's say okay na yan. Then add modifier tayo. And then subdivision surface. So ayan, no? Then manotice nyo dito. Pag nag-add tayo, nagbabago siya. Parang ganun ginawa ko kanina. Para makita nyo. Yan. Notice the difference. So yeah, there we go. That is how you add supporting edges once again. Okay? So, okay tayo dyan, no? Okay? Okay. So, okay na tayo dyan. Now, na-solve din natin dito yung kung paano tayo maglagay ng supporting edges dito sa isang model natin na may end-gon. Now, paano naman kapag yung natin, yung previous example natin, last meeting. No? So, gawa nito ako ng cube. And then this time, bigyan ko siya ng konting bevel because yun nga yung nag-example natin last meeting. No? Lagyan ko lang ito ng bevel. Maliit lang. No? Maliit lang na bevel. Ganyan lang. Now, tapos nagdawan ko ng konti. Isa pang segment. Ayan. So this is my current na model. Let's say this is my current model. Now, alam natin, we can't fully create an edge loop on this one. Kasi putol siya, no? Mapuputol siya kasi end-gon tayo dito. May end-gon tayo dito and may end-gon tayo doon. So putol-putol siya. So paano natin ma-resolve to? How can we resolve this? Dito na papasok ngayon si topology. No? So alam natin, si topology is basically the distribution of geometry of an object. So center out muna natin to. Let's just center this one out. Okay. And then let's try to solve this puzzle. Now, the thing about topology here, so ito yung example natin. Remember, when I discussed yung yung pag-model natin last meeting, sinabi ko sa inyo, practice modeling sa when you're gonna be modeling, practice to always maintain 4 faces all throughout your model. Kasi, ang tawag na natin dyan is quad topology. Quad topology is the most universal na topology na dapat ma-follow natin. Kasi yun na yung pinaka-maayos or yung pinaka-basic na technical form ng isang model na mare-recognize ng lahat ng textures. No? Wala kayong magiging error halos dito. So always try to maintain quad topology or topology where all faces are all 4-sided. Now, meron din tayo dito na tritopology, no? Which are 3 sides naman. Well, that is certainly viable. It's actually more complicated na. Mas mabuting mag-start off muna kayo, mag-practice ng quad topology instead of going straight dito sa tritopology. This is a bit more of an advanced level topology na. So knowing na we're trying to maintain 4-sided topology natin, 4-sided faces sa buong model natin, let's solve this one. Now, topology, it's actually a very intense topic. No? You can't really master it in one sitting talaga. It's almost impossible. But the only thing that you should really take note of here when you're going to be retopologizing something, when you're going to be basically adding edges dito sa model natin to basically help the object maintain its quad topology, think of it as a glorified connect the dots. That's basically it. No? Glorified connect the dots lang yan. So, As we can see here, dito sa model natin dito, I think mas better ano nito, makita nyo na lang. So as you can see here, meron tayong 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. We have 6 sides. And then we want to maintain this one to be 4-sided. So paano natin gagawin to? Ang pwede natin gawin is, tanggalin ko muna to. Okay. So ang mangyayari dito, ang pwede kong gawin dito, there's actually multiple ways that we can do this. No? Number one, ang pwede kong i-start off natin, we can easily solve itong part natin dito. This part right here. No? Kasi isang straight line na yan, that's 4-sided na. And then let's check here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one is still 5. No? So ang alam ko, if I want to retopologize this, kapag lalagyan ko siya ng edge dito, ang una kong pwedeng gawin is lagay ako dito. Pwede akong maglagay ng isang edge dito. And then pwede akong maglagay ng edge dito. That way, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So na-solve natin yung buong side na to. Na-maintain natin yung 4-sided topology natin. No? So para tayo ngayon, maglalagay ng edge na yan. We can't really add an edge loop kasi it won't let us. Dito na papasok si knife tool. No? So si knife tool, ang hotkey natin dyan is K. K for knife. No? And then we have here. Ito na yung knife natin. Notice nyo yung cursor ko naging kutsilyo na. Now, what we're gonna do next is it's actually pretty simple. So, connect the dots lang tayo. Connect the dots. So, first, siguro pwede kong gawin dito. Select ko to. And then, select ko dito sa bottom edge. No? Automatic naman siya mag-i-snap dito sa edge na to. Okay lang kahit hindi masyadong straight to kasi we can actually fix this one a little later. No? So, after ko ma-select yan, left click, I can end this, I can end this line na by right-clicking and then enter. And then that's it. Ganun lang siya kadali. Pwede na natin, ayusin na lang natin yan mamaya. And then, again, repeat ko lang. K for knife tool. And then this one, like I said, lalagay naman ako dito. So, ganun ulit gagawin ko. This one, punta ko naman siya dito. And then right-click, and then enter. And then yun na. Na-fix na natin to sides natin dito. As you can see here, no? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, let's try to add edge loop. And notice nyo, magkakapit na tong part natin dito. Except dito. Kasi medyo putol pa to. Kasi ito naman yung naging end goal natin. Ang mangyayari ngayon dito is i-connect na natin siya towards dito. No? So, continue na lang natin yan. So, okay. And then, connect the dots lang natin yan. Yan. Then, rotate ko lang. And then, connect ko naman siya dito. And then, right-click. Enter. And then, dito naman. So, okay. For knife tool. This one. Connect ko dito. And then, connect ko naman siya doon sa vertex na yon, no? And then, automatic nag-snap yan. Click. And then, enter. And then, yun na. Na-fix na natin yung buong model. So, see what happens kapag mag-add ako ng edge loop. Perfect loop na rin siya. Ayan, no? Everything is perfect loop. Walang putol na. No? So, that's how you can easily fix something using the knife tool. No? How you can easily fix your topology using a knife tool. Clear tayo doon? Blender users? Bakit nabawasan ng dalawa? Nasaan na yung dalawa? So, are we clear on that? Clear na tayo doon? Are we clear? Clear? Okay. So, lipat naman ako kay 3ds Max. Sa 3ds Max, it's actually simple din, no? So, ulitin ko lang rin yung ginawa ko doon. Let's just repeat the exact same thing. So, gawa ko ng cube. And then, edit poly ko to. And then, select ko tong edge na to. And then, isi-chamfer ko lang siya. chamfer amount. Okay na yan. That's literally the exact same thing. And then click OK. So dito naman sa um, 3ds Max, nandito yung knife tool natin, nandito rin siya kay Edge Select. Nandito kay Edge, nandito rin siya kay Vertex. So, since sa Edge Select naman na tayo, we can just go straight towards there. Pupunta tayo dito sa Edit Geometry. So, scroll down, punta tayo sa Edit Geometry, and then we're going to select Cut. Ito yung knife tool natin, Cut. Now, ito yung problem ko dito kay Cut tool, kay 3ds Max. Hindi siya nag-auto-snap. As you can see, hindi siya nag-i-snap. No? So, we have to enable snap first. No? So, turn on natin si snap by pressing S or ko na to dito. And si snap toggle. If we press S and then right-click tayo, make sure yung snaps natin na kay vertex lang. No? Kay vertex lang tayo. And then, exit na tayo dyan. Now, dito sa natin, sa model natin dito, we can do that na. We can do cut na. Now, ito ang medyo matrabaho lang kay 3ds Max kasi you're gonna have to enable and disable snap while you are using cut. Kasi may tendency na kapag mag-ano tayo, pag magka-cut tayo, minsan mag-i-snap siya bigla dito. So, kapag ganito, kapag wala siyang ko-connectan na vertex, turn off natin si snap. Automatic naman siyang magka-cut dun sa nearest edge na malapit dun sa cursor natin. So, in this case, it's this one. So as you can see there, doon siya, no? Doon siya. And then we can continue onwards dito. Lagyan naman natin dito. And then since meron tayong pagko-connectan dito, turn on ulit natin si snap by pressing S. And then connect natin sila dito. Yan. There we go. And then once we're done, right-click lang tayo. Right-click outside the scene. And then yun, okay na siya. And then pwede na tayong mag-continue dun sa knife tool ulit natin. And then, if I remember correctly, dito naman, no? So this one, knife tool dyan. And then since wala akong connectan, press ulit si S to turn off snap. And then connect dito sa edge. And then since dito, wala rin ulit. Connect ulit ako dito. And then S ulit, since may connectan na ako dito. And then I'm just gonna connect it here. And then right click. And then, okay na, right click ulit para ma-disable yung cut natin. So double right click if you want to disable yung cut natin sa 3ds Max. And as you can see here, perfect size na tayo. And then if you add an edge loop, perfect tayo dito. Perfect. Perfect. Everything is all perfect na. So, ganun lang siya kadali. No? It's that easy to retopologize things. No? Now, yun ang pinakamahirap talaga sa topology lang, yung patience nyo and how to solve things and how to make things all four sides. No? That's, medyo imagination work lang yan. That's the whole thing about topology. You can't really master it talaga in one go. The only way to really learn how to retopologize things is to keep on modeling. Tapos kapag may napapansin kayo na endcons sa model nyo, do not move forward, do not continue modeling as long as hindi pa na-solve yung incorrect na topology na yun. Always clean up endcons if you see one. Huwag kayong tutuloy kaagad to the next part ng model nyo without fixing an endcon. Okay? So are we clear on that? Are we clear? Are we clear? Clear tayo? Clear? Are we clear, guys? Are we clear? Any questions? Okay pa naman. Don't worry, almost finished naman na tayo, no? So may quick demo lang rin naman ako. It's not as complex as last time. This one's actually fairly basic lang. So may last part na lang tayo. Last part na tayo. So exit ulit ako dito. So ang next part natin dito is yung mirror file. Now, the most easiest way to actually achieve a clean topology in the beginning is to make use of a mirror modifier. Now, balik tayo ulit dito kay 3ds Max. Remember, diniscuss natin sina segments dito. No? Diniscuss natin sina segments. Balik ko na to 0. balik tayo dito. So remember, we have segments right here. No? I'll just make sure, okay, nasa front ako. So kapag nasa front side tong part natin dito, sa width ako maglalagay ng segments. As you can see here already, no? Meron na tayong geometry dito. And then this is also a perfect start na rin to attach a mirror modifier. So, yung mirror modifier natin, as the name suggests, imi-mirror niya kung ano yung nasa kalahati ng object. But to do that, we have to get rid of the other half first. No? Kayo muna, kayo bahala kung ano gusto niyo tanggalin. Ako, ewan ko lang, preferably ako palagi, ito yung tinatanggal ko, itong left side na to. But it's up to you, no? It doesn't really matter, really. So again, right-click tayo. Convert natin itong cube natin to an editable poly. And then, delete lang natin itong side natin dito. Siguro punta tayo sa front view and then select natin itong half na to. And then once I selected that, delete natin yan. Ganun lang siya. And then, once we go back to perspective, you notice nyo, yan na, empty na siya, no? It's already cut in half. Ang gagawin na lang natin dito is while the object is still selected, and then dito tayo sa Modify tab, open natin tong modifier list, and then hanapin natin si symmetry. So type in nyo lang si symmetry. Type in symmetry. And then enter. Now currently, magiging ganyan niya kasi by default siya, nasa z-axis yung mini-mirror niya. We don't want that kasi yung other half niya, itong half na to, nakaposition siya sa x-axis. So what we want for this one is along the x-axis, no? Now, this will be different from you guys, no? Depende kung paano nyo pinlace yung cube nyo. Kasi ako, pinlace ko siya nasa front, so nilagay ko ng isang width segment dito. So, x-axis talaga siya nakaharap. Minsan, kung dito nilagay, and then length yung nilagay nyo, possible sa y-axis naman na siya. So, in this case, okay na ako dyan, x-axis. And I'm basically good to go na from here on out. So what I can do now, babalik ako dito sa Ed Poly. Now to keep on seeing my symmetry, excuse me, itong sa symmetry natin, para makita natin yung symmetry, turn on lang natin itong show and result on or off toggle. So notice nyo, ayan siya. Ayan yung symmetry natin. So what we can do now, see here, if I try to edit this vertex, ayan, nagpo-follow yung other half niya. That is how mirror modifier works. Now, this would have come in real handy sa activity tree nyo. But talagang on purpose ko siyang ni-left out na. Kasi baka mahirapan pa kayo doon. So, for this one, ayan, no? Napakadali na tayo mag-model dito. And any changes that we do, let's say, extrude tayo dito, nag-extrude din siya doon. So, we can easily model things using this method. Ayan, no? And then, again, ito. So there we go. We have something going on here already. So this is pretty useful talaga. So make use of symmetry modifier starting from now if you're gonna be modeling something symmetrical. No? Lalo na kapag gumagamit na kayo ng reference images. Sometimes, yung makuha yung reference image are going to be symmetrical. Hanap tayo ng dito, ng symmetrical na object. For example, itong sword na to, no? So kapag ni-rotate nyo yan, it's perfectly symmetrical. Now this one would really be good as a perfect example using mirror modifier. No? So kasi perfect symmetrical yan. Pwede kayong mag-start ng model using a cube as always before, no? And then mag-add kayo ng isang width or length segment to basically, and then cut it in half. And then you can start modeling on from there. No? Now, dito naman, pwede rin tayo mag-add ng open subdiv, no? Para makita rin natin yung current itsura niya. And then, gagawin lang natin, siguro, ilagay natin siya dito sa taas. So, dinrag ko lang tong si open subdiv papataas. So, basically, open subdiv yung pinakataas. Ito yung nag-overlap on everything. So, any change that we do, lagyan natin to para makita natin. Also, make sure nakatoggle to para nakikita natin yung end result. Ayan, no? Notice nyo? Ito na yun. No? Now, you might notice din na pareho siya doon kay Blender. It's actually, yes, in a sense, it's actually similar kay Blender, pero hindi siya as good, I guess. Kasi ako personally, for me, masyadong masakit sa mata ko tong orange na to. But, yeah, that's my personal preference. No? So, it's there. No? It's literally similar lang naman. It's similar lang naman kay Blender yung active na nakikita natin dito. Yan, kapag nag-open sum div tayo, and then ayan o, yung cage na yun, nakikita natin. Ako mas prefer ko talaga to compare dito kay 3ds Max. I think this just hurts my eyes a little bit more. But it's there if you want to use it, no? Ito-toggle on nyo lang to while symmetry is on, and then of course you open sum div nyo para makita nyo. Okay? Clear tayo dun, guys? Are we clear here so far? Are we clear here so far, guys? Are we clear? Are we clear, guys? I'm not gonna move on until someone says yes. Are we clear here? So yeah, we can already make very complex objects with this method right here. No? Meron tayong parang sort of padlock or bag or whatever it is. So yeah, there we go. No, it's super useful. Any questions so far? Any questions tayo so far? Kasi we're pretty much done na. No, we're pretty much done. Sir, same procedure for Blender. Ah, right, kay Blender, no? Para na-discuss si Blender. Teka lang guys, I need to take this call. Hello? Okay, apologies for that. No? Again, ano sa tayo? Sir, same procedure for Blender. Okay, kay Blender, ganun din sa ano. Madali lang kay Blender din eh. Meron ang hindi symmetry ang tawag natin sa Blender. Ang tawag natin sa Blender is mirror. So, Shift A, gawa tayo ng cube. Now, currently, wala tayong segments. No? So, punta muna tayo to edit mode and then add lang tayo ng isang edge loop sa gitna. Anywhere will do and then escape. Make sure na meron tayo dun sa gitna. No? And then, punta tayo dito sa kung saan man nakaharap yun. Ano? And then, i-remove natin siya sa, actually, ulitin ko yung ano ko. Make sure na nasa front view yung para mas madali. So, Control R, and then escape. And then, balik ako sa front view by pressing numpad 1. And then, make sure turn on ko tong si toggle X-ray para hanggang dun sa likod, kuha niya. Oh. Kasi kapag hindi naka-turn on yan, like sinabi ko kanina, tinanggal natin yan, let's say faces, meron pa rin siya. No? Ito lang yung kinuha niya sa harapan. No? So, make sure we turn on toggle X-ray. Always toggle X-ray kapag model na kayo guys sa Blender. No? Always remember that. Paulit-ulit ko yan last meeting, no? So, once we selected the other half, press natin si X, and then faces. Delete lang natin si faces. And then, there we go. We have our other half. Now, guys, make sure na huwag nyo gagalawin tong object para hindi kayo maliligaw, no? So, one at a time, guys, kapag mag-model kayo, always work in the middle. Pinaka-safest bet nyo palagi yon. It's the most beginner-friendly way of actually modeling things. Always start dito sa middle natin. Okay? So again, dito sa object na to, punta tayo sa modifier properties. Add tayo ng modifier. And then, sa add modifier natin, we can use mirror. And then yun na yun. Now, by default, under siya sa x-axis. So any change that we do here now, see here, See, it's copying the exact same thing. So yeah, there we go. That's how easy it is. Are we clear on that, guys? Clear na tayo? Are we clear on that? So Blender and 3ds Max, clear na tayo? Okay, so really that's the end of our discussion. There's really not much to it than that. No? Talagang ang magiging learning, ang tutulong sa inyo to actually learn this stuff is through experience. No? And then I'm just going to do a quick demo model lang naman of a basic chair. No? So if you want to follow along, sure, why not? But as I promised, gagawin ko siya dito sa Blender. No? Ay, sa 3ds Max. No? So Blender users, it's your choice to follow along. I would highly suggest you follow along din kasi yun practice makes perfect talaga. So I'm just gonna do a basic na cylindrical chair. So may cylindrical seat tapos siya, may basic na stand lang. And I'm going to utilize basically everything that I've taught you here, no? Yung organic and then hard surface modeling. So let's start with the seat first, which is actually the most easiest, no? So select ako ng cylinder. Oops. Gawa lang ako ng cylinder. I'll make sure ganyan na yan. Now dito sa cylinder na to, di ko kailangan ng sobrang daming height segments, no? So I'll just reduce this one to 1. Now, dito rin, I could choose to decrease the size, but maybe I'll just leave this one for now. No? For Blender users, you can choose to leave it as is, no? Kayo bahala. I'll just leave this one as is then, no? And then what I'm gonna do next, add lang ako ng open subdiv. I want to see how it currently looks like now. So currently, ganyan ang itsura niya. So I want to do is I want to have the edges, yung literal form ng cylinder natin, still remain intact. So delete ko tong open subdiv na to. And then I'm going to convert this one to an editable poly. Okay? And then I'm gonna do next is add ako ng edge loops, no? As I told you before, supporting edges na yan. So yeah, there we go. And then gagawin ko dito, yung dinemo kanina, inset lang to. Inset. So select ko yung face by pressing 4 and then inset this part right here. Settings. Yung inset ko dito, it's okay lang naman kahit hindi masyadong malaki. Siguro 1, sige, okay na yung 1, no? And then press ko lang tong check. And then I'm going to repeat the exact same thing here. Only this time, automatic na siyang ma-repeat, no? As I said before sa last meeting. While it's still the exact same object, it will repeat kung ano yung previous na measurement or yung previous action na pag-add nyo ng geometry. So when this happens na, ang gagawin ko na dito siguro is I want to have this one, maybe parang meron tayong groove dito. I want to have like a certain groove. So before that, tingnan ko muna kung ano yung itsura niya sa open subdiv. Okay, so for the most part, this is already looking good. No? This is looking good. So on the right track na ako. So maybe I'll turn on tong natin dito, yung show and result, para nakikita ko live din yung model ko. So balik ako dito kay edit poly. Before that, tanggalin ko na to. Gawin ko siya isoline display. Okay, masyadong hassle to. Okay, turn off ko na muna yan. Sakit sa mata. So, I'm just gonna use this one again. Ito yung problem ko kaya talagang problematic yung itsura niya. So, mas prefer ko sa Blender. So, for this one, maybe I'll remain in this view muna. Mamaya ko na balik si open subdiv. Again, what I wanted to do here, gusto kong bigyan ng konting groove, no? So, what I'm gonna do, i-insert ko ulit tong face natin dito. I'm going to insert this one again. So, select ko yan, insert. Only this time, medyo reduce ko pa konti yung measurement. Siguro around 0.8. Okay, masyadong maliit. Okay, kung 0.7. Okay, I think 6 na lang. 5 na lang. 5. Okay na yan. So, there is my first groove, no? So, ang gagawin ko next is what I want to do. Siguro, I can lower this one. Itong part natin dito. So, select mo to. Select ko tong part na to. And then, control, double left click dito sa gilid niya. Now, kapag kay Blender naman, so Shift A, gawa lang ako ng cylinder. Ulitin ko lang yung ginawa doon. So, this one, I ko lang yan. And then, I ulit ako. This one right here, yung shortcut natin dyan. Again, select nyo to. And then, Alt, Shift, left click sa tabi. Now, ito, medyo problematic minsan to. So, ayan, minsan magkakaroon tayo ng ganito. Hang on guys, teka. I need to take this call again. Hello? Apologies, guys. Okay, so back to here, no? Now, ito yung medyo problematic kay Blender, like I said. Minsan, may ganyan tayo nangyayari. So, kapag ganyan na yung nangyayari, na iba yung sineselect niya, that's completely okay, guys. So, hard part na natin dito is manually natin isa-select na lang kapag hindi siya nagpa-function correctly ng ganun. Sadly, ganun talaga si Blender. Wala, medyo uncoordinated pa rin niya yung, yung multi-select na niya. Yung instant multi-select niya. So for something like this, you're gonna have to manually select each and every one, which is okay in a sense, no? So yan, select na natin sila lahat. Okay? So back to here, yun nga, I want to extrude this downward para magkaroon nga siya ng konting groove. No? So extrude ko lang siya downwards, or in this case, Blender, E, and then downwards lang siya. Ganun lang siya. And then, what I'm gonna do next is, since yun nga, parang groove ang gusto kong gawin dito na leather siya, scale up ko siya, i-scale down ko siya konti. Para may konting, pagkaano siya, may parang, ano dito, parang bump ba? Parang bump ba tawag doon sa mga leather. No? So, as you can see already here, no? Tingnan natin kung ano yung current itsura niya. Okay, so currently, ganun ang itsura niya. No? So far, gusto kong iangat na lang to para magmukha siyang parang sort of cushion. So, gagawin ko next dito. Balik ako dito sa editable poly ko. This one, i-scale down ko to a bit kasi masyadong malakas yung pag-scale ko doon. So, that's completely okay. That's completely fine. And then, mag-ano ulit ako? Mag-i-inset ulit ako. Inset ulit ako. And then, lakihan ko lang konti ito. And then, I'm going to adjust this one upwards. Para magmukha siya, parang cushion na nga. So, yan. And then, this one right here, siguro itong literal edge natin dito. Actually, mamaya na pala. Mamaya ko na tingnan yan. Balik muna tayo dito. So, back to here. Let's continue modeling this one. Oh, wala yung shit na yun. So, instead of insetting na lang, gamitin ko na lang si shift and then yung scale. And then, taas ulit to. And then dito sa baba, sa pinakataas, gusto ko may parang ano siya, yung tawag dito. Yung parang small na circular thing dito sa mga upuan. No? So, you'll see it na lang. No? So, scale and then shift and then scale ko lang siya para manually ako naging inset na lang. And then, inset ulit ako ng konti pa. And then this one, i-drag down ko siya a bit. And then this one's going to be inset. Oops, not that one. Balik. This one right here. Inset ko siya upwards. Konti lang. Just very minimal. And then pataas naman to. And then again, inset ko lang. Basically trying to form ko na already yung parang curve natin. So as you can see it already here. Tingnan natin kung ano itsura niya sa open subdiv. Okay, so ganun na yung itsura niya. Actually, medyo naging less itsura siya na dito. Medyo less looking siya na upuan, more on like a dim sum bowl, no? So, I mean, so far, that's okay pa lang naman. It's still okay. Wala akong ginagamitan na reference dito. I'm just making things up as I go. But, as you can see here, no? Already, a mixture na to ng basic hard surface modeling and organic modeling. No? So, my thought process here is, habang low poly pa lang yung object ko, I try my best as possible already to try and make the actual form na gusto kong gawin. No? Before I actually add my subdivision modifier. As much as possible, ganun ang dapat yung i-practice once you're gonna be utilizing yung subdivision surface nyo para less na yung trabaho na gagawin ni subdivision sa'yo. Already make the form while it is still low to mid poly. And then once nakakuha nyo na yung sa tingin nyo pinaka-okay na sa ano nyo, sa model mo, you can add your subsurface modifier na. Then, siguro, just making things up as I go na lang dito. Ano? So, naging parang dim sum na nga lang siya. So, okay na siguro. I think I can make do with this. No? Dim sum na lang instead na upuan. So, yan. And then, siguro, lagay lang ng handle dito. For this one, siguro gamitan ko na lang si basic box. No? Napakadali lang si box. And then, i-move ko lang siya sa pinakataas. This will be the handle. Walang handle dito. And then, oops, gawin ko itong editable poly. Balik ako ano dito. Balik ko siya dito. Somewhere around here. Okay na yan. Oops. And then, na-convert ko na ba ito to convert it to editable poly. And then, extrude na lang ako to try and create yung ano ko dito. Yung handle ko dito. But we can actually make use of our mirror modifier for this one, ano? So, ang pwede natin gawin dito, ayusin ko na muna itong itong pivot point ko. So dito, siguro, wait, alam nyo, pwede kong gawin dito. What I can do here, I can move it here. Dito na lang. Yan. Oops. Z0 out ko na lang ito. And then, okay na siya. Doon siya sa gitna. No? And then, convert ko siya to editable poly. And then what I can do is, I want to move yung polys ko dito. No? So, F ko to. Gawin ko na, ito yung gagawin ko pinaka-top na lang. Tama, ito yung pinaka-top. This should be the top na top part ng handle. So, okay. Okay, meron na pala siyang gitna dun sa, pinaka-gitna. I can just easily remove yung other half na to. So, remove ko tong other half, then delete, and then add ako ng mirror modifier, no? And then, for this one, make sure na ano ko lang to, not mirror, symmetry. Mali. Not mirror, symmetry. Symmetry. Ayan. And then, lagay ko sa x-axis. Tanggalin ko to. Ayan. And then, I can continue onward from here. So, balik ako dito. Toggle ko tong end result so I can see it. Maybe baba ko to konti, masyadong mataas. And then this one, I can extrude na from starting now. So, extrude lang ako. Siguro, what I can do, extrude ko na muna to basically fit yung gusto kong width dito. No? Yung pinaka-length ng handle. Then, rotate ko to a bit. And then, extrude ko to. Move ko lang siya somewhere around here. And then, extrude ko ulit yung face na yon. And somewhere around here. And then, for this one, baba ko lang yan konti. And yan. Yan yung pinaka-handle natin. Lagyan ka lang natin ng open subdiv. Ayan na yung pinaka-handle natin, no? So, ayusin ko na lang dito. Itong part natin dito, baba ko pa ito konti para hindi siya masyadong kita. And then, so yan na siya, no? And then, lalagay na lang tayo ng anything dito na parang attachment dito sa mismong dim sum na lalagyan, no? So, pwedeng box na lang yan, super simple. And then, taas natin yan. Oops. Back to front view. Tatapat ko lang siya dito. Okay lang kahit di na ito masyadong detailed kasi di naman siya mahalata. I can easily just pwede kong edit ulit ito. Double poly. Then, adjust ko lang to. And then, scale ko to a bit. And there we go. Siguro kung if I want to add more here, pwede kong gawing open subdiv din. Subdivide ko siya. And then if I want to make it more mag-stand out pa siya, lagyan ko na supporting edges, no? Siguro for something dito na lang. This one and then this one. All right. So tingnan natin. Okay na yan, no? I think that should be okay for now. And then duplicate ko na lang to. So balik ako sa top view by pressing D. Or kapag sa Blender, top view natin is 7. So copy ko lang yan by pressing and holding shift and then drag x-axis natin. So copy. What ano yung tunog? Full charge pa lang. Okay, never mind. And then this one, right here, rotate ko na lang to. Rotate ko na lang siya. Siguro 180. Ayan, 180 siya. Typing ko lang, 180. Yan na. Tapos na yung makeshift na dim sum bowl, no? Tapos na yung makeshift dim sum bowl natin. There we go. Tapos na. That's our makeshift dim sum bowl. Now, with that, wala akong kinuha na reference dito. Mas maganda if you have a reference, definitely, para mas maging accurate yung maging model nyo. But for something na wala naman akong ginamitan na reference, I think this looks good already. No? So, yun yung pinaka-quick demonstration natin for this discussion talaga. It's actually, like I said guys, this is a fairly short discussion talaga because literally, yung learning partner nyo talaga dito is experience itself. You have to experience this one yourself. No? As much as I want to keep demonstrating, mas madali kayong matututunan talaga to once you're actually doing it yourself. Kasi tuloy-tuloy nyo lang, magiging in the zone na lang kayo. Once you've tackled subdivision modifying, subdivision modifiers, and then free topologizing, no? Yung pag-fix natin ng mga faces. Like I said, yung sinabi ko kanina, If you encounter an endgon, do not continue until you fix yung mga endcons na currently sa object nyo. Always fix them first before moving on. No? Because kapag may endcons kayo, yun nga, magkakaroon tayo ng mga undesirable looks sa model natin. No? So, lagyan natin ng konting undesirables, no? So, this one, sige, gawin natin something like that. No? Lagyan natin ng subdivision modifier, lagyan natin ng konting knife tool, no? Cut lang ako somewhere. So, yan. Okay na yan, no? May endgon na tayo. Add tayo ng modifier ngayon. Add natin sa subdivision surface. Ayan, no? Sira-sira na siya. Yan ang main effect ng mga endgons talaga. Yung mga bad endgons, no? And that's why you have to fix them first talaga before continuing. Kasi if you didn't fix it, you're gonna get undesirables like this. No matter how high your levels of viewport is, it's not going to look right. Kahit i-shade smooth nyo pa yan, it still doesn't look right. No? So you have to fix this one first before you move on. Okay? Are we clear on that, guys? Clear tayo? Are we clear on that? Are we clear? Okay. Any questions? Kasi tapos na tayo sa discussion natin. And are there any questions in regards to polymodeling part 2 and how retopologizing goes? Paano tayo mag-retopology? Again, guys, ano yung specific tool natin? Ano tawag sa Blender and ano yung tawag dun sa 3ds Max to manually add edges natin, or basically how to fix yung mga endgons natin without using edge loops. Ano yung ginagamit natin? What's the tool called? Knife tool. Tama, sa Blender. Paano yung 3ds Max? Ano yung tawag natin doon? Sa 3ds Max. Synonym lang siya ng knife, no? May mga 3ds Max user ba dito? May 3ds Max user ba dito? May nag-discuss lang ako ng 3ds Max. Wala naman pala 3ds Max dito. So, ano yung tawag natin sa 3ds Max? Wala. Pag wala, ang tawag natin doon, again, is cut tool, no? Cut tool ang tawag natin doon. Okay? So, that's pretty much it for our discussion for today, no? So, onwards tayo sa magiging activity nyo. Okay? So, your activity for this discussion continues to, no? So, activity 4, subdiv modeling. For this activity, I want you to create an original design of a chair and a furniture of your own choosing. So basically, total of 2 assets or 2 3D models basically, no? Now you're going to be utilizing the techniques that we've used today in hard surface modeling as well as previous meetings to create your model. Your models should be your own unique design, so let your creativity run wild. Again, just like activity 3, do not render your assets, guys. Guys, I'm already stating yung instructions sa inyo, so please listen carefully. Hindi ako yung nag-grade niyan, ano? I'm not grading your outputs. Si Sir Joash ang nag-grade niyan. So, fina-follow lang niya kung ano yung nakalagay dun sa instructions and kung ano yung sinasabi ko sa kanya. So, he can be hard siguro sa mga sa instructions. So, please follow the instructions. No? So do not render your assets for this activity. Same goes sa activity 3. No? Dapat sa activity 2 rin. Ganun din eh. No rendering eh. So, yun. Now, it's literally going to be the same as activity 3. No? Dapat makita ko yung wireframe niya. No? O yung geometry ng object. So, kapag sa 3ds Max, ang gagawin natin, turn on nyo lang yung edge faces, no? Turn on nyo lang yung edge faces and then screenshot nyo yan. And then kapag sa Blender, punta tayo ng select nyo yung object nyo and then press natin si tab. Andiyan na yan, ano? Now, ito, make sure lang natin, before you screenshot, and then kung nag-apply kayo ng subdivision surface modifier, i-apply nyo muna siya. So, pag i-apply na natin yung subdivision modifier natin sa Blender, so dito tayo sa modifier properties, itong subdivision surface natin, click natin itong drop down natin dito. and then click apply. So when that happens, punta tayo sa edit mode. Ayan na siya. Ganyan ang gusto namin makita, no? For the screenshot na visible yung natin, yung geometry. Okay? Now, aside from this screenshot, i-screenshot nyo rin yung ganyan lang siya without the geometry. No? So isang with geometry and one without. Same angle, guys. Do not change the angles. No, we want to see the exact same angle. No, just basically two screenshots. No, isang one with geometry, the one and the other one without. Okay. Questions? Sir, paano po ulit gawin yung with geometry? Punta lang tayo sa tab dito sa sa Blender. No? Press nyo lang yung tab, punta kayo to edit mode. That's it. No? Now, kapag naman, sa 3ds Max, press nyo naman F4, no? No need to select any object, press nyo lang F4 para makita lang namin yung geometry. So, F4 for 3ds Max. Kapag kay Blender, select your object, and then press Tab to go into edit mode. And then make sure na nasa edge select kayo. So, make sure nasa edge select. Okay? Each angle po, mamili lang kayo ng angle. Actually, mas maganda ka kung marami kayong angles eh. Mas maganda kung marami kayong ibigay na angles. Kapag multiple angles kayo, definitely may each equivalent yan. So, angle 1, meron kang isang with geometry, and then isang wala. And then kung may another angle ka pa, ganun din. Rinse and repeat lang yun. No? Gusto makita ni Sir Joash at gusto nga makita namin na yun nga, kita namin yung geometry ng object nyo, na-follow nyo ba kung paano retopologize ng isang object, and kung magkano kalinis yung object, no? And then, once again, guys, no? As per the request ni Sir Joash, no? Buong screen. So, itong buong natin dito, Windows key, Shift S, dapat buong scene, yan ang makita namin. And then, do not hide your collections, guys. I-open nyo siya, no? Ayaw namin makitang ganito yung outliner nyo. I-open nyo to. So, click nyo to sa Blender, no? Click nyo yan. Open nyo yan. Para makita namin, no? So, alam namin na talagang ginagawa na yan. Walang funny business na nangyayari, no? So, always keep that in mind, okay? Kapag 3ds Max naman, that's no problem, no? Kasi nandiyan naman siya. Nandiyan naman, kitang-kita naman lahat yan. Wala namang any sort of na karte yan kagaya ng sa collections ng Blender, no? So, ganun lang naman, okay? So, total minimum of 4 assets. If you plan on doing multiple angles, again, isang may geometry, isang wala, okay? So, ito yung sample niyan, no? Isang with geometry, and then, di ko na mahanap kung ano yung isa dyan, and then one with geometry, no? One with geometry and one without geometry. Ito lang mga samples na, ng mga original design na seats. Again, guys, ang common na ito is original design of a chair and the furniture of your own choosing. All parehong original designs, okay? So, one chair and the furniture of your own choosing. Guys, kapag may nakita kaming vase, please don't. Vase is not a furniture, no? Vase is not a furniture, okay? Ano ba yung furniture? Those are chairs, sofas, beds, linens, no? Tawag dito? Sofas. What else? Refrigerator, tables, kitchen tables, bar stools, no? So those are furnitures, okay? Hindi siya hindi furniture ang vase. Those are decorative items, okay? So furniture, know the difference, okay? So total of 2 assets lang naman for activity 4, no? One chair and one furniture of your own choosing. And again, yung output nyo dito, a minimum of 4 screen caps, no? So one asset, 2 screen caps, okay? Kapag isang asset, 2 screen caps yon, no? One with geometry and then one without geometry. Okay? Clear tayo? And again, do not render your assets, no? Do not render them. Okay? Are we clear? Clear? Are there any questions? 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 Not so far, not so far. Naka-follow ba? Naka-follow lahat? Naka-follow lahat? Okay, okay, okay. So, quick reminders. Activity 3 is going to be due this Saturday. Ang deadline ng ano natin dito. Don't mind this. PDF file ulit tayo guys, no? Not zip file, PDF file tayo. Right? PDF file yan, no? I'm going to change this one. Actually, change ko na baka malito pa kayo. Okay. So, this one. Ano yun? Mali. Dito yun. Ito. Okay. So, update ko na yan. Alright? So, PDF file guys ha. PDF file. Compile nyo sila lahat sa PDF file. And then of course, kapag medyo unrecognizable naman yung design nyo, do indicate kung alin dun yung chair and kung alin yung furniture of your own choosing. Okay? Indicate nyo kung ano yun. Kung ano yung model na ginawa nyo. Okay? Indicate them. Okay? And then again, lastly, yun nga, activity 3 is due on February 4, and then activity 4 is due on February 11. Now, ito, next week, we have no classes. Async lang tayo. No? Next week is going to be asynchronous, but meron akong task sa inyo kasi meron kayong re-reviewin, meron kayong babasahin dito, and you're going to do it yourselves. And then, yung activity 5 nyo. No? Yung activity 5, i-discuss ko na lang yan on that date na mismo. No? So, madali lang rin naman yan. Madali lang rin naman yan. But, itong ano natin dito, itong activity 4 and activity 5 natin na yan, nakasalalay yung activity 6 natin dito sa dalawang activity na to. You need to accomplish activity 4 and activity 5 before you can actually start yung magiging activity 6 nyo. Okay? Clear tayo doon? Are we clear on that? Are we clear? Clear tayo? Clear ba? Are we clear, guys? Okay. So, ito lang yung mga masisipag. No? 12 students lang. Nasaan na yung iba? Nasaan na yung iba? So, it's good that you attended the class kasi di-discuss ko na itong midterms nyo. So, I'm just going to stop the recording lang and start a new one para separate recording to.